Number 2, Kanwaljit Singh Bakshi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and my question is to the Minister of Finance and asks, does he agree with the Prime Minister's statement that building a stronger economy that creates more jobs remain front and centre of the government's agenda?
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, yes. Under the government's economic management, we've seen higher incomes and more jobs for New Zealand families. In the last 3 years, 175,000 more jobs and forecasts of slightly less than that number over the next 3 years, and unemployment is currently at 5.3%, having been quite a bit higher. Average annual wages have now reached $58,000, around $11,000 higher than in 2008.
Supplementary question, Kanwaljit Singh Bakshi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. What is the government's approach to supporting more jobs and higher wages for New Zealand families?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr. Speaker, we focus on working with businesses and with employees to ensure that there is an economic framework that encourages businesses to invest another dollar and employ another person, because that's at the heart of growth. I have to say, we're not sitting around planning for mass loss of jobs, because we believe that businesses with confidence in an economy will shift their investment in a way that ensures there continues to be more jobs created for people, despite the fact that some will be lost in some industries.
Supplementary
question, Kanwaljit Singh Bakshi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. What specific steps is the government taking to support employment through skills and trade policy?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr. Speaker, there's a direct link between trade policy and job creation. We could end up with less new jobs if there were no new free trade agreements, such as a Trans-Pacific Partnership, which means better access to 800 million customers that account for 36% of global GDP. We're also supporting employment through a range of initiatives that allow particularly young New Zealanders to find a pathway between secondary school and the world of work. The Māori and Pacifica Trades Training, ICT graduate schools, trades academies, increased access to workplace literacy and numeracy, and working towards ensuring that all young people, regardless of where they start, can find themselves on a pathway to employment.
Supplementary
question, Kanwaljit Singh Bakshi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. What support does the government give to those New Zealanders who are looking for jobs but are currently unemployed?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr. Speaker, the government provides an effective minimum income for New Zealanders, particularly those who are currently without work. And on the 1st of April this year, benefit rates for families with children will rise by $25 a week after tax. So the minimum income for those people without work and with children will rise by $25 a week just next week. Around 110,000 families with 190,000 children will be better off. We're also very focused on training to support people moving from benefit into work. And all the evidence is that where there are clear pathways and strong incentives, people find work. In fact, we're not facing a situation where, because jobs are disappearing, we've got large numbers of people on the unemployment benefit.
Question number 3.